Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Phoenix and this is the Consumer's Guide to Filmmaking. 28 years later, 2025, Danny Boyle. Taking place 10,199 days after the events of 28 days later, the rage virus has decimated the United Kingdom. Being placed under forced quarantine, mainland England has become a wasteland. Survivors are forced to flee elsewhere, such as a small island off England's coast. There, a man named Jamie and his son Spike go on a training expedition to the mainland. However, Spike's return from the mainland yields little solutions in terms of his biggest problem: his ill mother. Hearing word of a doctor living on the mainland and having been forbade to go by his father, Jamie sneaks out with his mom in order to find this doctor and possibly cure whatever ails her. With a ton of doubts and skepticism attached to this, I can safely say that Danny Boyle and Alex Garland delivered and then some on this long-awaited return to this iconic zombie universe. What makes this return so excellent is Danny Boyle's return to the directing helm. Upping the visual fidelity, 28 years later somehow retains the ethos of that 2002 zombie landmark. This is because of Boyle's peerless talent for unique visuals. The erratic camera movements and the weird Dutch angles that permeated 28 Days Later are all over this film. Along with that, there are weird, janky spinning shots whenever people shoot arrows, which can be a fucking trip if you're not ready for it, but so cool when you finally adjust to it. As well, Boyle experiments with these night shots that are tinted completely in red, and these were used excellently throughout the film. These weird visuals lead me into the editing, which to me is a hallmark of any Danny Boyle film. The cuts in this film are simultaneously precise, yet unbelievably feral. There was a scene early on when Spike's mom is flipping out and there are these janky blink if you miss 'em cuts when she's calling Jamie a cunt. It appears totally erratic, but if you look closely, it lines up rhythmically with what she is saying and who she is saying it to. There will also be these surreal montages of the settlement's bizarre rituals, old movie footage of medieval armies, and that red-tinted night vision footage. In general, this is Danny Boyle in top fucking form, and I love it. Operating on a mid-sized budget of 60 milli, Boyle's team nonetheless created something gigantic in scope and scale. The settlement set, which is this quaint little village with high fortress walls made of logs, was amazingly built. Then we get into mainland England, and the set design we see here with ruins of neighborhoods being swallowed by the trees, or Dr. Kelson's bone mural. It's absolutely insane. Then we get into the zombies, which are not only technically impressive, but aesthetically varied. Sensing the need for upping the ante, new types of zombies were introduced, such as the fat bloater thing, and these jacked up hosses called alphas. I bet all these extras were simultaneously having fun running around buck-ass naked in these locales, but also cursing their life for how sweltering hot they were, shooting in what appeared to be the dead of fucking summer. Audio, in particular the music, plays a major role in Danny Boyle's movies. The zombies sound as ferocious as ever, and hearing those things screeching could be overpowering at times, and take you aback with just how loud they can be. In the realm of music, the most memorable piece used, and it's the one from the trailer, is that weird recital of a marching poem written by Rudyard Kipling. By the end of it, this woman is just fucking screeching it, and it really fits the tone of that initial montage of Jamie and Spike leaving the village and heading to mainland England. After that, the music takes on an atmospheric tone. One of my favorite moments was when Jamie and Spike were returning to their village, and we had these ethereal strings playing over top, and these strings never really change tone, even when the alpha zombie is like charging after them. Plus, I love a man who throws in some Godspeed, and at the end, we get East Hastings blasting over Spike running down a highway, similar to the opening scene of 28 Days Later when Cillian Murphy is like running around the wasteland of England. If the film had ended there on East Hastings, I would have loved it more. We'll get into that in a bit. But now it's time to talk about the writing. Now, for 95 to 98% of this film, I absolutely adored what Alex Garland was going for here. Garland expands on the world of 28 Days Later and starts incorporating elements that his and Danny Boyle's creation helped inspire. We see new zombies, like I mentioned, hints at how the apocalypse has changed society, weird characters doing things to combat the rage virus. We are essentially seeing Garland taking elements from things like The Walking Dead and going, I invented that shit, here's how it's done. But at the core of this story is a boy that just wants to help his mom. A boy who, over the course of a hard journey, realizes that there is only one truth to the world. Memento Mori, as Dr. Kelson says. Remember, we all die. The boy learns that his mom couldn't have been saved. She has inoperable cancer, and he was always cursed to lose her. But Kelson reminds him of another Latin phrase, memento amoris, or in English, remember, we all love. Helping to save the child of the zombie mother, this child came out perfectly healthy with no signs of infection. Despite having lost his mother, Spike finds the will and strength to move forward, giving this child a new life at his village, but leaving to pursue his own path like a man. Like I mentioned earlier, if the film had ended on East Hastings, I would have given this film a higher score. Cause before this point, it was really fucking good. But then Alex Garland decided to end it on a bunch of greasy chavs in sweatsuits doing parkour and slicing up zombies. And that's when I realized this trilogy was gonna go downhill real fucking quick. That shit went from logical expansion of the world to late era Walking Dead tier fucking garbage. If anyone can pull it together in part 2, it would be Alex Garland. But I'm really leery after that display of utter garishness. Yes, I understand who that character is supposed to be, but it was presented really stupidly. I'm sorry. Regardless of that ending, the cast were fucking crushing it. I think the most notable performance is Jodie Comer as Ela, Spike's mom. Portraying the dementia-addled mind of a brain cancer patient, she manages to elicit powerful emotions and weight when she has those lucid moments and is able to be a mom to Spike. As Jamie and Spike, we have Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Alfie Williams respectively. These two's father-son dynamic was really fascinating, with Alfie's growth and change being really well performed, and Taylor-Johnson being the tough yet loving father figure, a performance that gelled really well with Williams' work in this film. Then, we have the great Ralph Fiennes crushing it as usual. Pleasant and kooky, Fiennes really looked like he was having a ball with this material, and the sagely figure he portrayed when interacting with Williams in their scenes was fucking marvelous. So, while I might be leery of where this trilogy is gonna go, I still was a really big fan of 28 Years Later. Before the chavs showed up, this film was an emotionally resonant, brilliantly crafted zombie film, helmed by the titanic tag team of Boyle and Garland, who bring out the best in this stacked fucking cast. This proper follow-up to this duo's modern classic holds its own against its predecessor, even if it probably never could surpass it. If you loved that first film, you definitely will want to see this one. Recommended. And I am feeling an 8.5 out of 10 on this one. It's a really good film. Catch you later, guys.